What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be going over expensive versus budget setups for USPSA. Let's get started with the gear. So for expensive, I've got a CZ Shadow 2, lock grips, 507 comp, and the Cajun Gunworks Pro package. For the belt, it's a double alpha with double alpha racer pouches, and I've got a magnet on the front. Nothing too special. And a Boss hanger with a holster. For the budget, we've got a Canik Rival with a Gideon Omega optic, and that's it. It doesn't have any work done to it. It's just pretty much straight out of the box. For the holster and belt setup, we've got the Krydex USPSA belt and mag pouches, and then an MHA knockoff and the original holster that came with the gun. So do you really need to spend $2,000 plus to get a competition gun? No. But in this video, we're going to compare a couple different tests just to see the accuracy, the ease of use, stuff like that. So hopefully I can help you guys make the right choice for what firearm you want to get for USPSA, or if you're just interested in seeing videos. All right, for this first one, we're just going to be doing some draw to first shot and just kind of get a feel for each gun. We're just going for the A zone at about 10 yards. Let's get to it. That was 136. I'm a little rusty. 138. One, 2, 6. 134. 134 again. Let's go look at these shots. They're all A zone. Not my best grouping, but not too bad. All right. Time for the Canik Rival, the Gideon Omega. It's a nice gun. It's polymer frame, so a lot lighter than the Shadow 2. That's stuck on the holster. 186. 135. 131. And 141. Draw to first shot, pretty similar. The only problem is that this holster is not very good, so it's not really the holster, it's the belt. Belt's kind of loose, so something I gotta get used to.
That's what she said.
All right, so sticking with the Canik Rival, let's move up to 7 yards here. Try and do some splits and see what we can do with it. That was way off. Those were better. That was a 0.2 split. Not in the A zone. 0.2 again. This recoil is a lot different. 0.22. .22 again. Polymer frame, something I got to get used to. It's a nice gun. It feels good. I've got handle-it grips on it. I've got no internal work done to it, but honestly, it feels pretty good. Splits were kind of rough. All right, let's get on to our expensive gun. It's a CZ Shadow 2 with lock grips, Hollow Sun 507 comp, and a Cajun Gunworks reach reduction kit. Very nice gun. Both guns we're going to be using my home load 147 grain blue bullets. So let's get some splits on this. It's a 1.7. At 1.7 again. Draw was bad. 0.2. 0.18. So Shadow 2 splits are much faster, much more accurate because we have that steel frame. All of those were in the alpha this time. Yeah, the extra weight does play a pretty big role. Sticking with the Shadow 2, we're going to be doing some reloads. See how that goes. We've got a 3.23. That was a 3.24. Much better reload that time, 311. Oh. All right, moving on to the rival. Gonna be doing some reloads as well. We'll see how this goes. It's a 370. .365. Yeah, for me the Shadow's more ergonomic. That's 359. All right, let's get some draws and reloads for you guys. Again, Canik rival. Start with that. See how she goes. This holster is not helping me out at all. All right. All right, now for the Shadow 2. Draw, reload. That was my bad. That's okay. That's okay. All right, we'll do it one more time. All right. All right, we're going to be doing a little accuracy testing. Nothing super scientific. We're at 7 yards, and I'm just going to do 5 rounds. Try and get as close as I can to the same spot. All right, well, there's 3 in the same hole. 1 off to the right, 1 off to the left. That's probably just from me pulling the gun. Not too bad, pretty quick. All right, same thing, 7 yards with the rival. Let's see. A little bit further spread, but part of that's me, part of that's the polymer frame not giving me any help. All right, let's get in a little bit closer with both of these guns. These are both great firearms. Canik makes an amazing striker fired trigger, and the Shadow 2 just has so much history behind it with USPSA. Price point wise, this is like 3 times the price of this. And if you're just getting started with USPSA, I don't know, you don't need to buy this. The Canik rival, great gun, good to start with. This Gideon Omega, very good optic for the price. I want to say it was sub $200. With some grips on here, the gun's good. It just doesn't have the recoil reduction that you're going to get with a steel frame. Great gun. For me personally, sticking with the good old CZ Shadow 2, but this is a good gun. If you're going to start USPSA, you're looking for something inexpensive compared to a lot of the stuff out there, Canik Rival's a good gun. Very good gun. If you want something a little more expensive, a little nicer, Shadow 2. Good gun, great gun. But the biggest difference, realistically, you can train to be as good with either of these as you can be, right? The gun doesn't make a whole lot of difference. My biggest difference is the belt setup. All right, let's go over these rigs again. Start with the expensive one. This is a double alpha premium belt with their Racer 2 pouches, a magnet. This is the Boss hanger and a holster that comes with it. On the budget side, we've got the holster that came with the gun. We've got a knockoff MHA hanger with the Krydex belt mag pouches. So, this is the gold standard for USPSA. It's one of the more inexpensive belts, but still premium, right? Very good belt, very rigid, and there's no flex to it when I draw my pistol at all. I don't know if you guys can see, I think you'll see in the video, there's a ton of flex to this belt compared to this, right? A ton of flex. It's the cheapest thing you can get on Amazon, and honestly, I don't think it's worth the money. I'm not paid by any of these companies, but this is not worth the money. If you took this knockoff MHA hanger and the holster and you put it on this belt, it would be perfectly fine. It would be phenomenal.
I'm very highly educated. I know words, I have the best words.
It's just this belt sucks a lot. So if you want to save some money, get the cheaper gun, get a nicer belt. You will shoot better, you will perform better with a nicer belt. This, not worth the $50 or whatever it was. The hanger, the holster, fine, it'll be okay. Get the nicer belt, it'll help a lot. So, as you saw from my very scientific testing, the gun doesn't matter a whole lot. Both guns are phenomenal. The CZ Shadow 2 is great. The Canik Rival is a great entry-level gun. They're both gonna work just as fine as you want. The belt makes the biggest difference. You need a more rigid belt than what the Krydex belt will give you. It's not very good, not really worth the money. Save up a little more, get a double alpha belt. They're not crazy expensive. The belt is gonna make the biggest difference. The draws, the reloads are the biggest time savers. My splits were only 0.02 seconds apart between the two firearms. So that's negligible, right? It's just training. I've got way more rounds on the Shadow 2. The better belt is the way to go. Honestly, I thought there'd be a bigger difference between the Shadow 2 and the Rival. There's less recoil with the Shadow 2 because it's a steel frame, but it doesn't make that big of a difference, to be honest. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.